Stampers and Crafters. My name is Tammy from stampwithtami.com. And today is really exciting because it is part 2 in our Luminary Firefly gift set package. Today I'm going to show you how to make the box. It's actually lit with a little tea light. I don't know if you can see that because I have the lights on, but I'll show you it with the lights off in just a second. It's awesome, awesome, awesome. This gift set was designed by my friend Kathie Rotti, and yesterday we made the card to match the box. So you will find free PDFs on both of these on my stampwithtami.com blog. And if you haven't seen part 1, you're going to want to check out that video as well. All right, let me show you how to make the box. Here is a close-up of our gift set. Yesterday we did part 1, which is the card. You'll find this both on my stampwithtami.com blog and YouTube channel, along with a free PDF with all the measurements and supplies. Today we have part 2. And I just shut off the light so you can see it really light up. It is so cool. Really easy to make too. This is a tea light inside. This is an luminary. It makes a great gift set, a little something special, a really fun decoration to have. Just adorable. All right, I'm going to turn the lights back on and show you how to make it. Step 1, we have a Night of Navy sheet of cardstock that's 10.5 inches by 8 inches. I'm using my Stampin' Up paper trimmer with the scoring blade. On the long side, we are going to score every 2.5 inches. So I've got 2.5, and then I'm going to slide it over to 5 inches. Seven and a half inches and 10 inches. Now I'm going to put this through on the short side to 2.5 inches and score there. And you can reinforce those score lines. You can burnish them with a bone folder. I'm just being lazy. That's going to become our box in a minute. Before we do that, though, we want to have a little lining piece. This is a 10.5 by 1 1/4 sheet of Daffodil Delight, and we're going to score that also at every 2.5 inches. And I just used the wrong blade. That was the cutting blade. Ah! Okay, let's try that again. Let's score it at every 2.5 inches. The scoring blade would be the lighter one. Score, move it to 5 inches and score. 7.5 inches and score, and 10 inches and score. Okay, on our box, we're going to cut the bottom. Going to cut this tiny little corner off completely. And then you can either use scissors or your paper cutter and cut up these bottom strips. Okay, next we are going to use our confetti star punch and line up the top of our box template in here and punch the stars just like we did on the strip and the card yesterday before poking out the jars from the big shot. It's because it makes it easier to line up. So just like yesterday, I'm going to keep this punch right in the exact same place and just move the cardstock. I'm not lifting up the punch like I normally do. I normally hold it in my hand. These border punches work better when they're on the table. I am just sliding this through until it lines up with the stars on the template underneath. I'll give you a quick close-up so you can see that as I'm pulling it through. See how they don't match, not a match, not a match. And then all of a sudden, bam, match. They line up and bam, punch. And then pull it through. And when you do that, they will always come out perfectly. And when you're done, you have this fun star confetti underneath that you can use for a shaker card later, or you can just throw it at your friends. Whatever works there. Okay, next we're going to cut out our jars. I've got the Big Shot platform and the thin die adapter. The magnetic plate probably would be even better. I don't have mine handy, so we're going to make do with what came with the Big Shot. I'm folding this in half. So the stamp set that I'm using on both this box and the card we used yesterday is the Jar of Love bundle. It's the Jar of Love stamp set and Everyday Jars which is a coordinating framelit set from Stampin' Up. You can purchase them individually or together in my online store. There's a free PDF on my blog with all of the measurements for this project, as well as all of the supplies, and you can purchase them there. You can get that free PDF by going to my blog here or clicking in the link in the YouTube description below. I'm going to go ahead and line that jar up in the first rectangle in the center. Since I don't have the magnetic platform, I'm using a Post-it note to hold that steady. Since this is folded in half, it's going to cut two at once. Probably wouldn't need that Post-it note if I had the magnetic platform. Let me show you what happened here. So, that cut out two jars. They're adorbs, and you can use them on a different project. We don't actually need them for this project, but it also started us on our way with our cutouts for our luminary. So now we just need to do the other two. So same exact thing. Line up in the other rectangle, cutting pad on top, and crank it back through. And your big shot is an ambi turner. You can put your projects through this way or that way. It doesn't matter. Did you guys watch Zoolander? Derek Zoolander was a male model and he could only turn one way. Well, not your big shot. Your big shot's an ambi turner. It can turn both ways on the runway. And now we've got all of our punches ready to go. And our box is ready for the next step. I've got here 4 pieces of vellum cardstock. Stampin' Up makes this vellum. It's thick. You can heat emboss on it, although we're not heat embossing today. There are options. Those options are available. There'll be one for each jar. What I did was I lined up the vellum in the center where it's going to go, and then I stamped it. So it would line up perfectly in that little space. I did that for each of them. So that is how I will attach them. I'm not quite ready to attach them yet because I almost forgot to stamp their little fireflies on each one. So bringing out the basic black again, we're just going to randomly stamp 3 fireflies on each. And while you're stamping fireflies, and keep on going, stamping 10 on a piece of scrap paper. And then you want to color all of the fireflies' little bums in Daffodil Delight. And don't forget to do the ones in the vellum too. So I just put a little snail on the edge of the jar on the vellum and then just attached it. On each one, so it looks like this, and then we're going to go ahead and attach your yellow piece, and I just did that with snail as well. If you use snail to attach this, you probably want to use your paper piercer to poke out any adhesive that might show through. Just for demonstration purposes, I'm just putting this down. The one thing I did do here on this little edge, I used tear and tape adhesive because it's stronger than sticky strip. I'll just put a little section down and tear it. Stick it down. And then another section on this edge. Put that on the, oh, I put that on the wrong side. which is really not going to hurt anything. I'm just going to leave it there. Okay, let's try that again. I'm going to go ahead and stick this adhesive on the outside of this. There. That's how it's supposed to be. And now we'll take it off of there. Stick it together. And then for the bottom, these just fold up. I'm going to put just a couple of pieces of sticky strip on the bottom of that to hold it down. Just going to wrap some of this linen thread around the box and tie that in a bow on the front. And to complete our card, we're going to punch out our fireflies just like we did yesterday. Same setup on the Big Shot. I've got I've got the Big Shot platform, thin die adapter, one cutting pad, cardstock, the cute little firefly die that comes from the matching set, and then we just want to cut out all of those fireflies, one cutting pad on top, and run it through. And then we have a whole jar full of super stinking cute fireflies all ready to attach to our box. And just like we did yesterday, I'm cutting the edging of the Stampin' Up! Stampin' Dimensionals for our fireflies, because one dimensional was just a little bit too big, so we just need little halves. And then we just stick those little guys right on the box. I did like 3 on one side, 2 on another. Just kind of mixed it up a little bit. And then when you're done, all you need to do is throw a little tea light inside. And you can get these anywhere. Walmart, Target, CVS, and pretty much any store carries these. They're just little tea lights. They have a little on-off switch on the bottom, and that just pops inside for our illuminated lantern box. So super cute. And don't forget part 1 of this video where I have the matching card. PDFs are on my stampwithtami.com blog with all of the supplies and materials and measurements that you need to make these cards. Be sure to join my newsletter while you're over there too. Thanks for joining me today.